stuff. So when I watch to honestly, when I'm watching or when I'm watching movies or TV, television, teleplays, or like on all the streaming sites, because I don't watch regular TV. You guys, I haven't had cable in probably over maybe 20 plus years. I don't watch regular. I don't watch cable and all that stuff. Rather, I don't do that. I don't really. I can't stand that. Unfortunately, back then when growing up, we had to watch. That was our source of way of watching TV. But I couldn't stand that. I didn't really like all those commercials. I couldn't stand commercials, and even when we got into the part where it was actually cable, you had the cable channels, but still you had commercials throughout all those cable channels. All the different networks had cable. I mean, I don't like that. I prefer the streaming. The reason why I like the streaming sites better is prefer and it's cheaper is because you can go straight to whatever you type in the mood for, whether whatever genre, maybe it's an action or a comedy, family, anime, whatever it is, horror, suspense, thriller, whatever it is, classical, you can go into that directly to that genre. Then you can watch some things specifically what you want to watch. And I just feel like we're not getting that from the. I feel like regular TV it's a waste of time. It's pointless, and compared to what I can just do that and go straight into whatever I'm in the mood for and then watch stuff and without having to deal with all those commercials and stuff. Now there are a few streaming sites such as that. One of my main sites that streaming sites that I use a lot is Tubi. Definitely, as I said, Tubi compared to where Tubi used to be, like maybe like 8 to 10 years ago, is definitely different. So, I mean, Tubi used to annoy the heck out of me about 8, 10 years ago. That's when Tubi first came out. When Tubi first came out, I'm talking about it used to. I gave it a try. That's when the first Xboxes was out, like Xbox 360. Um, but Tubi, or maybe the first Xbox, yeah, the first Xbox 360s was out, and so that was a while ago. But anyways, yeah. Oh, what a deadly, what a vicious, claw right to the. Imagine someone having some gloves like a claws and just go right to your deadly shot. But you know, just imagine that. Imagine that. I just lost my train of thought right there for a second by going back into the scene we just saw right there. But this definitely is not no bat. But I could see why they named it a bat because of the it was glamorized and they embellished a little bit, but it really wasn't none of that. It was nothing about this character bat, but the character did use bats. So now that could put Vincent Price's character in question, playing the doctor, the small town, because he was in his at his basically office and stuff. He'd be dealing with bats and like checking and doing analysis on the bats blood and DNA and stuff too. So already people can possibly assume him as a suspect, so he could be assumed as a suspect because at points this person, character, the antagonist, is using bats like to fly around and kind of torture his victims. But yeah, where's my train of thought? I lost my train of thought on something we was heating up and cooking on. But yeah, it's just strange and it's interesting, but it's weird, you guys. As I said, we're missing something definitely as far as those points and keys that I've pointed out as far as the mystery, suspense, and thriller. I think that section of genre is really missing out. And I can ask Hollywood, where is that at? Where's those good mystery, suspense, thriller films like back in the days? In the classical eras and such like that. Throughout the 50s and throughout the 50s, the 60s, and the 40s. Even into leading into the little bit into the 70s, because as we got into the 60s, the late 80s, and then by the mid 60s and in the early 70s, they were already transitioned. We were into that like the slasher type of genre of horror. We were in that type of horror, but throughout the 40s and 50s, they had horror too back. Don't get it twisted, but I'm just saying you could tell the difference. Like it was more like the suspense thriller mystery heavily. And I don't think that we're getting that. Like, I really think we're missing out on that. I don't think they're not giving us none of that. But that was the train of thought I wanted to get back to about the streaming sites versus regular TV. Like I said, I don't watch regular TV. It's just pointless to me. I just like to watch streaming sites. And Tubi, that was the point. Tubi is totally different. Tubi now it's bearable and it's watchable for it being free. Hey, I mean it has commercials, but I mean it's not like how it used to be when Tubi first started. I mean, tomorrow it used to be commercial breaks every about 15 seconds it was a commercial break, or it was buffering. That's what it was doing, buffering. Like every 15 seconds or 20 seconds buffering. I was like, ah, nah, man. It was so much I couldn't do it. So, but when I remember as the years went by, and then when I got back exposed to Tubi again, it was totally different. You know, there's commercial breaks, but it's not high all that buffering how it used to be buffered. It's like commercial breaks, but brief ones, and then it's back into what you're watching. You know, but it's not too bad at all. So Tubi, for the commercial breaks it's having, that's the con. But the pros is that it has a huge catalog. Tubi definitely has a huge catalog, and it's definitely worth having Tubi. If you don't have Tubi, man, I don't know what you're doing. If you're not on Tubi, I don't know what you're doing.